Do you think you can get the Save America Act over the finish line before the recess or before the midterms even?
Look, we have to do everything humanly possible to pass the Save America Act. I'm an original sponsor of the Save America Act. For months, I've been making the argument to my colleagues, we need to get this passed to preserve election integrity, to stop rampant voter fraud. As you noted, over 6,000 illegal voters registered in New Jersey. The Democrats, that's how they stay in power. You look at the debacle in California. They may still be counting votes in California. Democrats want illegal aliens to vote. That's why they oppose the Save America Act. We need to do everything humanly possible. What I've been arguing to my colleagues is we need to force the Democrats to do a talking filibuster, not just raise a finger and say, I filibuster, but stand up and talk and talk and talk. Think Jimmy Stewart in Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Or remember back to the 21 hours that I filibustered on the Senate floor against the disaster that was Obamacare. We need to make the Democrats do that until they can talk no longer, and then we should pass the Save America Act. Absolutely, we should stay here through August. We should keep going until we get it done. And look, it's a real press. Do we get 50 Republicans to stand together? I am fighting tooth and nail to make that happen. I'm grateful for the president fighting. We need to get this done.
America is worth saving. And because it's worth saving, we need to stay here and get our work done. Look, the Senate Democrats have been unprecedented in their obstruction, and that has made things harder. Meanwhile, the Democrat Socialists of America are making their own set of progress, their own gains. And we can't ignore the very real threat posed by insecure elections as all that's happening. It's not too much to ask to say, let's stay here and make sure that we can save America by securing elections. Let's get it done.
Parameters of the Budget Control Act. But we can't do it unless we can vote. And it would be nice if we could all agree. It would be nice if we can all have meetings and talk about it and give and take. I'm all for that. But right now it's not realistic because people have differences of opinion. You know what you do when you have a difference of opinion? You vote. That's why God made votes. That's why God made the United States Senate. We can continue to sit around. It's also true on the Russian sanctions bill, but especially is true with respect to election integrity. And I'm not criticizing anybody. I know the way the Senate works, and you do too, Madam Chair. You know, senators will stall and restall and cuss and spit, and we need one more meeting. I can't tell you how many meetings I've been in the last 6 months that should have been an email, that could have been an email, to talk about the Russian sanctions bill and to talk about election integrity and to try to get a consensus. It's not going to happen. Not in my natural lifetime, not in yours, Madam Chair, though you'll live longer than me, and not in yours, our friends in the gallery. We gotta vote. And we need to vote right now. And the American people expect it. And if there is a motion made on this floor to have us remain here until we get our work done, I'm going to vote yes. I'm going to vote yes. I can tell you right now. And what is the work we need to get done? In no particular order, we need to pass the Russian sanctions bill. We need to pass the budget resolution, which will include election integrity. We need to confirm Todd Blanche. We need to pass the continuing resolution to keep government open until December the 11th. We need to vote on the cryptocurrency bill, which we've spent years on.
Tremendous evidence. There's nothing but evidence. The election was rigged. It was a dirty election. And it's happening again right now in California.
Presented evidence.
It's happening right now in California. Right now, it's look at what's happening in California.
Where's the evidence to that?
It's
the
4
Republicans
days.
are doing well in
California. No, they're not. They're dropping fast because it's a rigged election. Let me tell you, it's 4 days and they aren't even close to coming up with it. You know why they're doing that? Because they're cheating on the election.
Do you have evidence to support that?
All I have to do is look. All I have to do is look.
That's not evidence.
And I listen to people, and let's see what happens.
But, sir, that's not evidence.
Do you think it's appropriate?
That's how they count the votes in California.
Do you think it's appropriate that they have an election, and 5 days later they're nowhere close to picking a winner?
State and local officials acknowledge they are slow. They're urging.
No, they're crooked.
They're urging the votes to be counted quickly. That's how they vote in California.
They're crooked, just like you're crooked. Your press is crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked.
To be fair, I'm not crooked, but let's
Well, you play right into their hands.
Let's continue.
You're either crooked or you're stupid. You play right into their hands with this rap. You know that these elections are rigged. Your network knows that they're rigged. You know that I won an election in a landslide, and I got 94% bad press.
But, Mr. President,
you know why I got that? Because you have no credibility.
Hello, friends. Gather around and listen close. I want to share something truly special with you today. It is a story that comes straight from the heart about a man who has stood by this great country through thick and thin. If you love America, if you believe in honesty, fairness, and hard work, this message is for you. Let's dive right into what is happening at this very moment. Right now, as the sun moves across the sky this August day in 2026, a powerful and historic moment is unfolding. It is happening at this exact hour. You can almost feel the energy in the air. At the center of it all is a leader who never quits fighting for us. President Donald J. Trump, the 45th and 47th President of our great United States. Just a few hours ago, a clear and urgent message went out. President Trump looked directly at the situation in the Senate and spoke with a strong, loving voice for all Americans to hear. He said that enough is enough, and it is time to do what is right. He made a heartfelt call to Senate Majority Leader John Thune. His message today was simple, yet so deeply important. Do not let the senators pack their bags. Do not let them go home for their summer break until they finish the most important job they have. They must stay right where they are and pass the Save America Act. What is this act, and why does it matter so much today? It is a deeply beautiful promise to you and me. It is a set of rules that says, when we go to vote, we simply show our photo ID. It requires a person to prove they are an American citizen before they register. It also cleans up the confusion and worry of mail-in voting that has troubled so many good, hardworking folks across our land. President Trump knows that safe and honest elections are not just everyday politics. They are the very foundation of our freedom. Without honest votes, how do we protect the beautiful country our parents and grandparents worked so hard to build? As the clock ticks this afternoon, the grassroots, the everyday, loving citizens of this country, are listening closely. President Trump is working tirelessly right now because he knows exactly what is at stake. He is fighting with all his heart to make sure the voice of the tired factory worker in Michigan is truly heard. He is standing up tall so the farmer in Iowa and the small business owner in Texas know their votes actually count. Just a little while ago, I was thinking about a sweet, retired teacher who lives down the road. She has voted in every single election since she turned 21. She recently shared her heart with me, saying, "I just want to know my vote is as good as anyone else. No funny business." Then there is the young dad at the local diner, working 2 hard jobs just to keep his family fed and smiling. He feels it too. He knows that President Trump is the only one who keeps saying out loud what we all think. Let us have elections we can all trust. This is not a fight hidden away in dark rooms. It is happening right now, out in the open, bathed in the bright light of day. As these hours pass, President Trump is putting the American people first. He is showing the kind of brave, bold love for our country that reminds millions of us why he is our champion. The wheels of history are turning this very minute, and the heartbeat of America is growing stronger by the second. As the afternoon shadows stretch across Washington, D.C., the tension inside the Capitol building is reaching a boiling point. Right now, behind those heavy wooden doors, senators are looking at the clock and wrestling with a very difficult choice. The pressure is on, and the stakes for our beautiful country have never been higher. Senate Majority Leader John Thune is looking carefully at the numbers. He sees the math clearly. Republicans hold a solid 53-47 majority. But in the Senate, there is an old tradition called the filibuster. This rule means you usually need 60 votes to pass major bills. That is a very high mountain to climb. Leader Thune is being cautious. He and some other senators, more than a dozen by some counts, are worried that changing this old rule overnight might cause problems down the road. They are looking ahead, wondering what might happen if the other side ever takes control again. Because of this fear, they are tempted to just play it safe, pack up, and head home for their summer break. But President Trump hears that cautious math talk, and he pushes right back with a heart full of courage. From where he stands today, he knows that the hardworking American people did not send him back to the White House to play. It's safer to make excuses. They send him to deliver real results. President Trump believes with all his soul that when something is right, you do not let old, dusty rules stand in the way of the people's voice. He is not keeping this disagreement hidden away in the shadows. He is bringing it right out into the open for all of us to see, because he trusts you, the American people. He is passionately rallying the grassroots, the everyday heroes who believe in putting America first. He is reminding everyone in Washington that secure borders, fair trade, good jobs, and honest elections are not just talking points. They are the heartbeat of our nation. And President Trump is not standing alone in this fight today. Others strong, dedicated leaders are raising their voices alongside him right now. Senators like Mike Lee and Rick Scott are standing tall, saying loud and clear that the Senate should not shut its doors. They are telling their fellow leaders that if it takes staying in session all through the night, through the weekend, or straight through August, then that is exactly what they must do. Why are they fighting so hard right at this very moment? Because election integrity is the solid ground under our feet. It is the shield that protects every freedom our fathers and grandfathers fought for. Without clean, honest votes where every legal ballot is protected, how can a hardworking factory worker in Michigan know their labor matters? How can a corn farmer in Iowa or a small business owner in Texas know their story truly counts? President Trump sees their faces in his mind every single minute. He knows their struggles, he hears their prayers, and that is why he refuses to back down. He is showing us what true, loving leadership looks like when it matters most. Right now, as we watch this incredible moment unfold, the conversation in our nation's capital is growing into something much larger than just one bill. It is about the very rules that guide how our beautiful country is run. You see, for many years, there has been an old rule in the Senate called the filibuster. It is a hurdle that says you usually need 60 votes to pass anything important. For a long time, this rule has acted like a giant roadblock. In the past, when the Democrats held power, they spoke openly about changing this exact same rule to push through their own big plans. Now, the tables have turned. Republicans are in charge with a solid majority, and we have President Donald J. Trump sitting in the Oval Office fighting for us. He is looking at this old roadblock and asking a tough, honest question. If the American voters gave us the majority to do good things, why should we let an old, dusty rule stop the people's agenda from moving forward? Leader Thune and some other senators are understandably thinking about the long haul. They worry about what might happen years from now if the other side ever takes control again. It is fair for them to raise that cautious concern. But President Trump's bold vision cuts right through that hesitation like a ray of warm sunshine. He is not afraid. He is standing up today and telling them to look at all the incredible things we can unlock if we just have the courage to act. If they change this rule today, it opens the door wide for so much more than just the Save America Act. It paves the way for stronger budgets that respect your hard-earned tax dollars. It allows for real, sensible progress on the national debt. It means keeping every single promise made to American workers, mothers, and fathers who just want a fair shot at the American dream. Think about what this means for you and your family right now, with the important November midterms just around the corner. Folks everywhere are watching closely. President Trump remembers the beautiful energy that swept across our country after his great victory in 2024. Remember those days? People were waving American flags with joy. Children were sitting high on their fathers' shoulders, and there was a wonderful feeling that America was finally waking up. Again, President Trump delivered on his promises. He brought tax relief to families, took strong action to secure our borders, and created energy policies that put us back on a path of incredible strength. Now, as the hours tick by this August afternoon, he is driving hard on this next crucial piece because he wants to make absolutely sure those great gains stick forever. He knows that when people believe their vote is fully protected by photo ID and simple citizenship checks, they feel a deep sense of trust. They turn out stronger, prouder, and happier, thanks to a leader who never stops fighting. They feel deep in their hearts that their country belongs to them once again. As the sun begins to lower on this intense afternoon, the voices of everyday Americans are growing louder and stronger across our nation. People everywhere are picking up their phones, sending messages, and speaking out from the heart. They see what President Donald J. Trump is doing at this exact moment, and their spirits are lifted with deep hope. Supporters are speaking up in every town and city. One dedicated grassroots organizer shared some powerful words today. She said, "President Trump is doing what real leaders do. He is not settling for half measures. He is calling on all of us to stand up and demand better." Another longtime volunteer put it so simply and beautifully, this debate over the filibuster shows exactly why we need President Trump's bold style. He does not hide behind quiet processes. He puts the American people first and forces the conversation right out into the open. These are not polished, fancy talking points written by politicians in fancy offices. These are the real, honest feelings of everyday folks, people who have knocked on doors in the summer heat, made phone calls late into the evening, and stood out in the pouring rain because they believe in this America First movement. When you look back at American history, you see this exact pattern time and again. Our great country has always had moments when bold, fearless leadership met the cautious institutional rules. From the very founding of our republic, leaders have argued over how much power the majority should hold. But history proves that the true winners are always the ones who keep the people's will right at the center of everything. President Trump understands this better than anyone. Think about everything he has endured and overcome for us. He fought through endless legal storms, a constant media pressure, and every hurdle thrown in his path. Yet, through it all, he never gave up on the American people. He came back even stronger in 2024 because the country wanted America First values restored. Energy independence, fair trade, safe streets, and above all, the elections where every citizen can look at the results and say, that was fair. Just a short time ago today, President Trump made his stance loud and clear. He was not whispering. He made it plain. stay in town, pass the Save America Act, or end the filibuster, so Republicans can deliver everything they promised. Senate Leader Thune responded by saying, show him the path, and if there was one, he would stay until Christmas. That creates a real dramatic tension in Washington right now. But in President Trump's hands, that tension becomes fuel. It fires up the base, reminds every senator that the voters are watching closely, and keeps the focus on what matters most, protecting the integrity of our republic. As dusk approaches on this remarkable evening, I sit here thinking about the young families just starting out on their journey, the brave veterans who served our country, and the wise seniors who built this nation with their own two hands. They deserve a leader who fights with every single bit of his heart, just like President Donald J. Trump fights for us each and every day. He does not fold or throw in the towel when the math looks hard. He challenges it, and he brings the American people right into the room with him. That is why this moment, happening right now, feels so big and so deeply important. The entire conservative agenda, lower taxes that stay low, borders that remain secure, energy that keeps flowing freely, and schools that put our children first. All of it rests on having elections that we can completely trust. The Save America Act is the tool to protect our country, and the question about the filibuster is the key that could open that door wide for our future. Every minute that passes today, more and more Americans are connecting the dots. They are seeing President Trump stand firm for the principles that made America exceptional in the first place. They are hearing his call to action, and they are answering it with love and courage. This is a time for all of us to speak up too. Call your senators, raise your voice, demand the protections that keep our ballot boxes clean and honest. When President Trump pushes like this, it is never about personal score settling. It is about the very soul of the party and the long-term future of our great nation. He is gently and firmly reminding everyone in Washington that the Republican Party belongs to the people who believe in America first, not the other way around. This is not the end of our story. It is a chapter where the pressure builds, where the grassroots movement rises up together, and where the bold vision of one determined president keeps lighting the way forward. I've lived long enough to know that when President Trump digs in his heels for the American people, good things follow. Election integrity is worth every bit of this fight. Secure votes mean a stronger, happier republic. And with President Donald J. Trump leading the charge, America stays on the winning side. Hold the line, folks. The best is still ahead, because the man in the White House never, ever stops working for us. God bless President Trump, and God bless these United States of America. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today and sharing in this powerful message. If your heart was moved by President Trump's endless dedication to our country, please take a quick second to hit that like button. It helps spread this message of hope to so many other patriots across the nation. I would love to hear from you down in the comments below. Share your thoughts, your prayers, and your words of encouragement for President Trump and the future of our elections. And if you want to stay connected with our growing community of everyday Americans who love this country, please click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Together, our voices are making a difference. God bless you all, and I will see you in our next update.